we all know Donald Trump only gives a damn about rich people. But listen to this racist comment that he actually makes. And remember, he did the exact same thing when he was at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And I keep trying to explain to people, Donald Trump has one desire. He wants white immigrants in this country. He does not want any people of color. Watch this.
Great honor that you're here. It's going to be a very spectacular evening, and people are just wanting change. Rich people want it, poor people want it. Everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible evening before it even starts, because people, they wanted to contribute to a cause of making America great again, and that's what's happened. We're going to make America great again. Everyone knows it. The election's going to be in now a little more than 6 months, and it's going to be the most important, I believe, election we've ever had. I think it's going to go down as the most important date in the history of our country. That's November 5th will be the most important date in the history of our country. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here.
Did you talk to Garcia's family, President Trump?
Now, that was part of the, the BS comments that he made. But again, he's talked about immigrants before and what he desires and how, where he said, I'm going to find the clip for a second, where he wants people from nice countries like Switzerland and countries along those lines.
Little Roland Martin. Again, Chubby Chucker. We have got to understand that the reason why Trump doesn't want to bring people from shithole countries, it's not because black and brown. It's not because you're black and brown, not one bit. What is the problem? Is again, they're coming from third world nations. High crime, high poverty. They don't build, they tear down. And again, I'm not saying everyone, but for the most part, a good majority of them at least, they lack the experience with building, with making things better. And that is what the problem is. And again, you understand that to some degree. You're not that dumb. But you like to come across and say, yeah, Trump's racist. No, he's not. What the problem is, again, is that we're importing people from third world countries. And again, people from Denmark and Sweden and whatever, those are countries that, again, that are wealthy, that have low poverty, low crime. They build. And again, these people from those countries, they understand. They will bring that with them. They bring those values with them. But people from third world shithole countries, they bring their values with them. And that's what the issue is. But, Roland, man, again, you got to make everything about race, because that's how you make your money.
He does not want black people. And if you're an African immigrant, if you are Latino, I don't know what the hell you're thinking. He don't want y'all in this country.
No, absolutely not. And I know we're going to talk about Haiti a little bit later tonight, but he had those famous comments where he referred to, countries like Haiti as shithole countries. Donald Trump made it explicitly and abundantly clear. Look, I'm a proud son of immigrants. My parents immigrated here from the beautiful country of Jamaica. I don't even know if he would want people coming in from Jamaica these days. So when we hear Donald Trump make these comments, when we hear him talking about how he believes that immigrants are poisoning the blood He's not talking about people coming in from Europe. We know that's a fact. He's talking about people from those shithole countries, as he's termed them. And he wants our immigration system, he wants our whole country to look a very certain kind of way. And we best believe that if we let him anywhere near the Oval Office again, he's going to put in place the policies, he's going to put in place the procedures, he's going to work through Congress to enact the laws that will fundamentally reshape and redesign our immigration system and our country in his image.
Our immigration system is a joke. And Haiti, come on, let's be real, fella. Haiti is a shithole country. Again, we don't want anyone from Haiti. And we don't. It's not because they're black. It's because, again, they don't have the right values. Their country is in turmoil. We don't want their problem. We don't want that problem here. And again, those people, they're going to cause problems here. And I guess you're too naive to understand that. Again, we don't want people. We don't want to import bad decisions. Do you not understand that? I mean, I know it's going right over your folks' head. I understand that. I mean, again, I think Roland, to a degree, understands it. But again, you might not. But yeah, we don't want people from bad areas in the country. Doesn't matter what color they are, but you folks are so blind because you're all fixated on the race. You're so blind you can't see. You can't see what is happening. Because again, you want to make it all about race. The problem is race. The problem is values, morals. What are they going to do when they're here? That's what the issue is. And again, if they just happen to be black and brown, oh well, that's what they are. We don't need to make an exception to make things appear to be better. That's what the problem is in this country. I mean, again, we want to be so inclusive that we advocate cutting the breast off of 13, 14-year-old girls and the dicks off of boys to make them into girls. Because again, we don't want to be transphobic. We want to have our southern border wide open. Why? Because we don't want to be racist. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody should care. Nobody. But again, you like to move things that direction. You've been rolling, and all you folks like to move things in that direction. Because again, you're trying to say, hey, look, there's a problem here. When there is no problem. It's all about you. It's all about your ego. Trying to make yourself look better, feel better.
The New York Times reported this, Tyler, and during the fundraiser, this is what he said. He appeared to refer to the episode during his presidency when he drew significant criticism after an Oval Office meeting with federal lawmakers about immigration, during which he described Haiti and some nations in Africa as shithole countries compared to places like Norway. And when I said, why can't we allow people to come in from nice countries? I'm trying to be nice, Trump said at the dinner, to chuckles from the crowd. Nice countries, like Denmark, Switzerland. Do we have any people coming in from Denmark? How about Switzerland? How about Norway? He continued. And, they took that as a very terrible comment, but I felt it was fine. He went on to say that there were people coming from Yemen where they're blowing each other up all over the place. He's literally saying, dang, can we not get more white people here?
Literally, I think this is no surprise to the agenda. We talk about white supremacy and suppression of black and brown folks in this country. And I think even as I hear his slogan, this Make America Great Again, I don't understand the peak in America where it had this such greatness. But if we were to say that we have reached this progression of greatness, it was the fact that it was African slaves that were drugged here by force that make America great. It is the folks who crossed the Rio Grande who make America great. It is the Native Americans that have been in this country who make America great. It is the immigrants who come from these countries from across the world who build the fabrics of what this nation is. And if we are to be a nation that talks about our diversity, that talks about the melting pot that we are, in that it is those immigrants who cross those rivers and come over, who build the fabric of our nation. And it's sad and sickening and not surprising that the former president continues to echo those words out of his mouth.
Guy, man, I don't know how old you are. I really don't. But the fact of the matter is, man, you have to understand this country was better off 5-10 years ago than what it is now. I mean, we have to pretend that this country, again, is racist and systemic racism and white supremacy and everything else. We have to pretend. It's not real, but we have to pretend. And we also had to pretend that that boys could be girls and girls could be boys and whatever. I mean, again, this country is falling apart. The southern border wide open, letting everyone in. But again, when was this country great? Before that. I mean, again, back when I was in high school 30, 40 years ago, I mean, again, this country was better off, much better off. I mean, we have full equality under the law, which still can never have. We had that. And again, people, they got along better during that time. I mean, I grew up outside of Atlanta. And again, I used to spend the night at a black friend's house, and they would come over and spend the night at my house and everything else. Again, there wasn't such a division as what there is now. And then say things like, there's white supremacy, systemic racism. So what we're going to do is again, we're going to blame that as the reason why we're not doing as well as we think we ought to do. We're going to blame that. We're not going to look at ourselves. We're not going to look at our culture. We're not going to look at fatherless homes. No, we're going to blame the white man, even though there's full equality under the law. And we're going to make things actually unequal. We're going to prop black people up here, and we're going to hold white people down. So again, we can make things more equal. And again, it's not going to be equal. It's not going to be equal. Whenever you artificially prop certain people up and hold other ones down, that is not equality, not in the least. And then the next thing he said was that white people, they didn't build the country of black people. They built the country. No, white people, they founded, white men from Europe. They founded, built, they wrote the Constitution. Again, they fought wars. Again, they had slaves in the South at one time, but they ended the transatlantic slave trade and they ended slavery in this country. I'm sorry, but not black people. White people did. You had to have white people support all that to make that come into play. But, I mean, we had to pretend that black people, they have no power now. They're being oppressed now. But they had the power a couple hundred years ago to end slavery. Think about that for just a minute. So again, this country, I'm not saying black people didn't help build the country up, but this country was a white European country. And it is, it still is. And again, white people, for the most part, they feel this big guilt. And they're allowing destruction of a great country that truly has been equal for all.
If you're black and brown, what he's saying is, frankly, I don't want y'all in the country. So I'm sorry, if you're black and brown, you got to be an idiot to even consider voting for Donald Trump.
You know, Roland, we don't even have to imagine what he would do if he got back into the Oval Office, right? I mean, how he attacked Baltimore, how he attacked Atlanta, predominantly black metropolitan areas. This man said out of his own mouth his true feelings, his true thoughts. And so what we have to do this time around, and I appreciate your show in particular, because we're calling them out. We can't let folks off the hook and just simply try to downplay what he says when the camera is.
First of all, Roll the man, he's not saying that one bit, and you know it. He's not saying one bit that I don't want black and brown people here. He's not saying that. What he's saying is I don't want people here from countries where there's problems. Shithole countries. Again, where they don't build things up, they tear things down. Again, they have crime, disease. We don't want them. They will end up tearing things down, not building things up. We want people to come here from countries, from areas that are doing well. Because again, they have certain values, certain morals that go along with ours. But again, we don't want to import people from, Haiti. We don't. They will destroy the country. And again, it's already happening. It's already happening. So again, he's not talking about race in one bit. And you guys know that. Every single one of you knows. But you like to pretend. And again, you like to virtue signal to everyone else. Oh, look how good we are. We're moral people. We don't like Trump. Again, keep playing that game. You'll find out just how bad things get. And again, you have nobody but yourself to blame for that. Oh, I know. You're going to blame white people. So again, you don't actually do the right thing, but when the shit hits the fan, you blame the white man. Because again, you don't want to take accountability for yourself or for anything. That's what's happening. Yeah. But the thing is, guys, we understand. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. If people are honest, if they're truly honest, they know. They truly know. And again, people like Roland Martin and people like every single one of these people on the show, all they do is they try to spread hate. They try to get people upset over something that's not even real. It's not happening. Just like right here with Donald Trump, it's not happening. He's not being racist. He's not being mean. He's being honest. But again, people, they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. And again, what they're going to do is they're going to vote against people like Trump. And then when things get worse, and they will, they're going to whine, they're going to cry for the white man. And they're going to blame the white man. They're going to blame systemic racism and white supremacy and whatever else. Because again, they lack the intestinal fortitude to do the right thing, and they lack the vision, I think, to understand what is right, what is wrong. And they lack the conviction and the accountability to hold themselves as accountable for what they do or what they don't do. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a